we're going to be discussing the New York Knickerbockers, which is something that we don't do often on this show. But listen, after their most recent performance against the Toronto Raptors, in which they won 113 to 108, led by Karl Anthony Towns, who had 24 points and 15 rebounds. My apologies. The question needs to be begged: are the Knicks the best team in the Eastern Conference right now? Obviously the Knicks currently are sitting at 15-9 with the 4 seed behind Orlando and Boston and Cleveland, but we do know that Orlando is most recently suffered an injury with Franz Wagner, who is going to be out for indefinitely, if I'm not mistaken. But credit to Orlando, they've been playing tremendously without Paulo Banchero, their best player, and it remains to be seen how they'll be able to play without Franz Wagner, which is another one of their best players. And obviously, Boston 19-5, and Cleveland, we talked about earlier a couple weeks ago, is legitimately one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, up there with Boston as well. But the New York Knickerbockers, are they the second best team? Are the best team in the Eastern Conference right now? Obviously sitting at 15-9, they look much more explosive than they did last year, and it's clear to me that New York has won that trade with Minnesota, and that was something that I was extremely concerned about with Minnesota. People were saying that Minnesota traded away Karl Anthony Towns so that Anthony Edwards could have more space on the floor and that he was ready to lead a team. And it's not whether or not Anthony Edwards is ready to lead a team, is does he have enough talent around him? I don't care how talented you are. We're looking at it right now with Nikola Jokic. You could be the best player in the league, but if you don't have talent around you, your team's not going to be successful. And with Anthony Edwards, he needed a running mate, and Karl Anthony Towns, in my opinion, was the perfect running mate for Anthony Edwards because their games complement each other. Cat doesn't really clog up the paint because he can stretch the floor, and obviously Ant is great at getting to the basket, getting to the perimeter shot as well. They complement each other extremely well, and it was surprising to me to see that Minnesota traded away Cat, and I'm still unsure as to why. I'm sure it'll all be revealed at some point, though. But however, it's clear to me that New York won this trade by letting go of Julius Randle, who still has the proponent of allowing the ball to stick in his hand no matter where he plays. But with New York, Cat fits well with Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby and Josh Hart and a plethora of talented guards. Mikal Bridges as well, the talented guards that are in New York. And the only issue, cause for concern I have with New York is still their defensive play. They don't have a great low post presence defensively. Cat's a great offensive player, but he leaves a little to be desired on the defensive end. But obviously he can hold his own and he's solid. But we're talking like an elite level defender in a low post. They don't have that yet, and that hurts New York at times because New York actually gives up some of the most paint points in the NBA, and that can be a little bit concerning. But offensively, they look efficient, they look dynamic. They can score from all angles, and they can score from all actions in the secondary. In the half court, half our offense has gotten much better in New York by adding that pick and roll option with Cat and Brunson, or whichever guard has the ball in their hand. And it obviously opens up a lot of three-point shots, but also a lot of corner shots as well, because where teams like to double with Cat, they normally like to double from the baseline, which leads that skip pass to the corner open, which you're seeing that New York has a lot of three-point shots in the corner, and that's because of teams trying to double Cat. So is New York the best team in the Eastern Conference? I won't say they're the best team in the Eastern Conference, but I will say what I said before the season started, and that is that they're the second best team in the Eastern Conference. Even though Cleveland is playing tremendous basketball right now, and obviously they sit atop the Eastern Conference right now with the best record at 21-4, I still think Boston's the best team in the Eastern Conference, number one, and I still think New York is better than Cleveland top to bottom. And the good thing about sports is, and the good thing about life really as a whole, is that life always has an autocorrect. Life always autocorrects. And then when you look at it in sports, sports always autocorrects as well. Eventually things revert back to the means. Listen, is Cleveland a 21-4 team right now? Yes. Is Cleveland going to finish with the possibility of only losing, let's see, we're a quarter of the season way in the season. Is Cleveland going to potentially only lose 12 games during the season? Probably not. They'll probably lose more games than that. I think things are going to revert back to the means, and it's going to autocorrect. And Cleveland's a top 3 team, no doubt about it. I think Boston's the best team, and like I said, I think the New York Knickerbockers, I think they're the second best team in the Eastern Conference. I think they're better than Cleveland right now, but that'd be a great second round matchup or potential Eastern Conference Finals matchup to see. But like I said, life has autocorrect. Life has a way of reverting back to the means. Oftentimes we're prisoners of the moment, and we get caught up in the right now and what we see, and it's difficult for us to be forward thinking and to look 3 and 4 steps ahead. But it's important to be able to do that, because if you're able to look 3 and 4 steps ahead in life, you're able to see where things are trending towards and use your pattern recognition to see what things actually are and what they're going to be. Obviously using your discernment as well on a spiritual level. But that's why it's important to understand that things always revert back to the means. Life has an autocorrect, and that's something that's important to remember. But New York Knicks, I believe, are the second best team in the Eastern Conference right now. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Leave your thoughts in the chat room. Looking forward to hearing all about it. But with that being said, guys, that's it for our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a wonderful show. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, so you guys can stay up to date on all released content that we post daily. And if you'd like to support our network and our company, you can do so by following the link in the ticker below, streamelements.com/SorrytobotheryouLLC/tip. And guys, we'll be back again same time tomorrow with our college football show and our NFL show. So till then, guys, continue to